another new song. Listen, simple song, just say nobody. Let's go. Nobody. Yeah. Nobody can love me like Jesus. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody can love me like Jesus. No, no, no. Nobody like Jesus. No, 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 no. Ain't nobody love me like Jesus. Nobody like Jesus. Yes. Let's go. We say no, put me on the top. Nobody like Jesus. Nobody. Nobody like Jesus. Say no. Ain't nobody like Jesus. Listen, take it, listen. Nobody. Let's go. Nobody. Yeah. Nobody shows favor like Jesus. Nobody. Yeah. Nobody. Nobody shows favor like Jesus. No.
It's AM and FM, how you heard it in the old days. The new 107.9 FM and 980 AM WDDO, The Glory. Vertice Z Rozier is on the new 107.9 FM and 980 AM WDDO, The Glory.
Dots Forget-Me-Nots, located at 623 Cherry Street, downtown Macon, across from Truist Bank. Summer close-out sale. Unique clothing and accessories, casual to dressy, sizes small to plus. First Fridays, we're open until 8:30 p.m. Join us for special sales, refreshments, and music. Store hours are Thursdays
Connecting
and Fridays.
the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon. connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Ask Elaine, better ask Elaine. Ask Elaine, better ask Elaine. Ask Elaine, better ask Elaine. Ask Elaine, better ask Elaine.
Okay, welcome. You see, you hear my voice, so you know that it's Wednesday and that you've tuned in to Ask Elaine. We want to thank you for being there with us. Today, we want to welcome those who've joined us through AM, FM, and those who are on Facebook Live. We've got a treat for you today. You know that each week we promise you that you'll leave here smarter because you will have learned a lot about a lot of things on Ask Elaine. So, welcome once again. This is your voice, Commissioner Elaine Lucas, welcoming you once again to this Wednesday edition of Ask Elaine. Um, as we greet you, we also want to express our condolences to the families of those who have lost loved ones, whereas we don't know everybody who's lost someone who is grieving. We do express our condolences. We do know of two families that we want to express our condolences. That's the Riggins family and also the Freeman family. And as we've said, those are by no means all of the families and all the people who are dealing with hurt, but we do want to express our condolences to all of you, all of those families. And we also want to express congratulations to those families who have had pleasant experiences, graduations, weddings, births of babies, all of those things that are good things that help us to keep going and help us to be able to live with the tragedies that we also deal with. So we hope that the 3,300 folks in Bibb County who either had a wrong address, who had a name change, um, any of those folks, if your voter registration status was in doubt at all, if you had any questions at all, we do hope that you called, you checked in to the Board of Elections at 621 6622. 621 6622. And by the way, if you're just hearing about this and you haven't had a chance to check, please take this opportunity to check in at our Board of Elections and make sure that you're ready for next year's elections. So we wanted to get that out of the way. Today we have two very, very special people. The first person, we're members of the same church, Historic Stewart Chapel, AME Church, and we're going to be talking about saving the bell. Many of you saw on the news, or you're on Facebook with us, and you saw that at our church is a historic church, and we had a situation with a bell, and our first special guest is going to tell us about that, and then she's going to invite you to something where you can help us to maybe make a little dent in that particular problem. Our guest is none other than Mrs. Shirley Washington, who is a retired educator. She's also very, very heavily involved in the uh, AME church. She holds a number of offices. She's also involved in a number of other things. So when we have special guests on, not only do we tell you what they're working on, but we like for you to meet all of the folks who are making history, especially Black history. And then we'll go to our other guest, who's none other than Mr. Eddie White, who is uh, heading the A. Oh, I've got my reverb today. Oh, none of he is heading the A. Philip Randolph Institute locally. He's going to remind you who A. Philip Randolph was, um, and why we should be proud of that. And he's also going to tell us about a special warrant clinic that's going to be taking place where you can get some business taken care of. But before we go to Ms. Washington, we want to welcome Pastor Lisa. We want to welcome Overseer Mabel Randall. And I'm sorry I missed your program yesterday. I am so sorry. We had an earlier meeting at City Hall yesterday, and it was a little earlier, and I missed the program. We want to welcome Ricky Crawford. Good afternoon to you, Harriet Taylor, and the rest of you. Come on in now. If you're listening on AM, FM, welcome. If you're listening here on Facebook Live, The Glory Live, welcome. Please like and share so that all of those folks who haven't remembered that we're on at 3, or who just missed the time, that they will be reminded that Ask Elaine is on the air. This is your weekly news and information program. And as we said, we hope that you leave here knowing more than you did when you came. At least we hope so. We're going to try and do that. Okay, welcome to Ask Elaine, Mrs. Washington.
Thank you, Commissioner Lucas. I am delighted to be on this program today.
Okay, and she's got lots of information to share with you. Would you tell us a little bit more? I've introduced you, but tell us a little bit more about yourself and your work in the community.
Well, thank you so much. I am a devoted member of Stewart Chapel African Methodist Episcopal Church, where my pastor is the Reverend Raymond Robinson Jr. and our First Lady, Dr. Lisa Robinson. They are the new spiritual leaders at Stewart Chapel. So, as we celebrate Family and Friends Day, we want you to come to welcome our pastor to the Macon community. He has come in working, doing a Herculean job to lead us towards saving the bell at Stewart Chapel AME Church.
Mm.
A lot of work in a short period of time, protecting our legacy. So we are trying to raise some funds, and we are standing on the promises of Jesus, and we're standing on the promises of our church. God our Father, Christ our Redeemer, the Holy
There's the
Spirit,
picture of the
our
bell.
Comforter. And you can see the bell. And we believe that humankind is our family. So that's why we're having Family and Friends Day, because you have been so kind to us in the community, helping us thus far. We stand on the legacy of Richard Allen, knowing that we are a beacon light in the community. Now, since we had our last program last week, some people say, you didn't say anything about your Cash App. Certainly, we want you to know about the Cash App, a way to give to help protect our legacy. Dollar sign Stewart Chapel 1. It is in the chat. Dollar sign Stewart Chapel 1. Or you may mail your donation to 887 Forsyth Street, Macon, Georgia 31201. And we will be forever thankful and grateful for whatever you can do toward a donation. And then come to Stewart Chapel on Sunday, August the 20th at 3 p.m. for a grand celebration with family and friends. Now, we have something in store for you, a dynamic
Oh,
speaker,
yeah.
Dr. Wanda West. I didn't want to talk so much about myself. I want to talk about what's going on at Stewart Chapel,
Okay.
okay? And she's going to speak with us on the theme, Count on Me.
Ah,
So we take count on me, us first, and we know we can count on you because you have withstood over the ages as we have been a beacon light with unyielding determination in terms of religious, political, and social justice to our community. So we look for you at 3 p.m. We're going to have dinner. Dr. Wanda is going to give us a big challenge. We will have some special guests there, our presiding elder, the Reverend Dr. Harvey Russell Williams, and the other elders in our conference and pastors and local pastors from all denominations have come in to help us. We believe in the ecumenical movement. And we just want to thank you for the love that you have shown to us. You've been there many times. You know what we are all about. We have unyielding faith. We are not going to give up now because we've been standing on that corner since 1865. And we know that we can still stand, we can still grow, and we are going to be the difference that makes a difference. So, Elaine, we just appreciate so much what you do in the community and how you love your church and how you work to help make a difference in the church as a doorkeeper, an usher, and everything
yeah,
that your
I
hands
Ursher.
find. Yes, you are an usher.
Yeah,
Every
Ursher.
Sunday, people didn't know that,
Mm.
but you work at Stewart
Oh
Chapel.
yeah, you do. There's plenty of work for the few of us. And in the chat, the Glory has posted ways to donate. Mail to Stewart Chapel, Save the Bell, 887 Forsyth Street. And of course, we do want people to come on Sunday and look at that historic church. A number of people
Yes,
have not been to Stewart Chapel in a while, but having been on that corner for so long and holding up the history of this community, we mourn the loss of Tremont Temple
yes,
Church that was across the street,
yes.
where there's a Dunkin' Donut now. And we're not against business, but it would have been nice for that church to have remained, that historic Black church. But there, our engineer has shown you a picture of the church and the equipment that was used to remove
Yes.
there it is, to remove the bell from the church. There was some danger, and there are some repairs that we need to make at that historic church. And you see that huge bell there. And what we want to do is we want to display that bell outside of the church on the front portion of the property so that all can see from now on. And we want to display it close to where our church sign
And
is.
let
Go
us
ahead.
let us hasten to say, in addition to restoring the bell, we want to have matching signage
Yeah,
that will have a description of our rich history of our church, and that where people can come in to visit it generations to come
right.
as a very significant educational piece in our community, because indeed it is.
It is. It is history. It is history. So we are asking you to join us as a family, a friend, just someone who is supportive of saving the bell and putting the bell on display permanently in front of the church there on historic Cotton Avenue, which is that portion is called Forsyth Street, but it's really
Yes,
Cotton Avenue.
yes.
It,
And let us say that as you come to our church on Sunday, we ask for your prayers. We are going to feed your soul. And after your soul is fed, we're going to feed the palate with a delectable dinner that you can
yeah.
look forward to, because that's what we do this week.
That's right. That's right. And this will give us an opportunity too to welcome our new pastor and his
Yes,
family and our first lady. We've not had a public welcome ceremony, but this would be an opportunity
yes.
for us to welcome them to the church, and you get a chance to see a number of people you haven't seen in a while. So we need your help. We want to also welcome my sister Nita. Hello. Welcome to Ask Elaine. We also want to welcome Randy Crawford and Susan Smith to Ask Elaine. These are regulars, people that we always look to see here as visitors in the chat on Ask Elaine. And if you've just joined us, you've tuned in to Ask Elaine. And today's program is centering around saving the bell and suitably displaying the bell at historic Stewart Chapel AME Church, and an invitation is being extended to you to join us at 3 p.m. on Sunday, the 20th. That's my anniversary.
Oh, happy
So I'll
anniversary.
celebrate my anniversary there at
Quite
Stewart
fitting,
Chapel.
quite fitting in God's house.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, August 20th, long time ago. But we want to welcome you. We want to invite you to come and join with us, worship with us on Sunday at 3 p.m. To help us save the bell and save our history. Let everybody know where they need to be at 3 p.m. on Sunday. So if you are not able to make it, you can, of course, donate. And we are asking, this is community wide. We are asking people to help us to save our history. We can't do it by ourselves. We're making a valiant effort and we're going to keep on moving toward victory, but we need you. We need all of you. And if you say you love history, you're upset that we lost Tremont Temple, and there are some other churches that are in danger of being lost, our historic churches. So we need to get behind that. Faith without works is dead. You can talk all you want to, but if you don't ever do anything, nothing will get done, and you can do your part. So we're asking you, whatever the contribution, please make it to Stewart Chapel AME Church to save the bell. And also join us at 3 p.m. on Sunday, August 20th. Now, Ms. Washington,
Yes.
we're going to get back to one or two of the other things that you're involved in. Not only are you very, very much a part of the structure of the AME Church, but you're also involved with the Links and several other organizations. So tell us about that.
Well, I'm actively involved, as you stated, with the AME Church, the Women's Missionary Society, statewide and internationally. I'm a member of Church Women United of Macon here in Macon, and I'm an active member and a board member of the Macon Bibb NAACP. I am a life member and golden member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority
We wanted to
Incorporated
let you get that
and
in.
a
Make
member
sure
of
you
the
got that.
Epsilon Omega Omega chapter here in
Yes.
Jamaica,
Yes.
and where they are all involved in helping people. Service is our main focus.
Right, right. And I think I remember that you were on the board of Loaves and Fishes.
I
And
was
also, you're one of the DAs. You're a member of
uh,
the,
the, the RISE ambassador of the DA's office. But
yeah.
let me back up a little bit and say something about loaves and fishes when I was really actively involved, as I still contribute to them. As little as it is known and not emphasized very much, I am the first and only Black who was president of the board in its 50-year history.
Hmm.
And they do some wonderful work down there, and we continue to send people to donate to loaves and fishes. So we don't want to ever forget loaves and fishes.
Right, right. I know a lot of things started happening when you were president of that
Yes.
group. That's one of the advantages of being around a while, Mr. White. You can see when stuff wasn't being done, and then you can see when stuff starts to get done.
So they are
And under
working
your
now.
leadership, there were a lot of things that started happening. A number of other folks being served, and that has kind of continued because you set the pattern um, for that. Okay, invite people one more time to Sunday's service at Historic Stewart Chapel.
Family and Friends Day is the only way to go on Sunday at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. August the 20th at Stewart Chapel AME Church, 887 Forsyth Street, Macon, Georgia, where our pastor is the Reverend Raymond Robinson Jr. You can hear word also at 11 a.m. if you like, and have two services in one day, Facebook Live or in person.
Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. You just need to visit us at Historic Stewart Chapel on Sunday. We're asking you to support our effort in saving our history. And those of you who talk that Black Power stuff and that empowerment stuff and all of that, and how you wish there was something you could do. Here's an opportunity to put that energy into works. We again want to thank all of you who have joined us today for Ask Elaine. We do so appreciate you, all of the folks who are here on Facebook Live, on the Glory Live, and those who've joined us on AM or FM. Thank you so much. And we hope that we will see you on Sunday at Historic Stewart Chapel.
Thank you for inviting a
Oh,
representative from Stewart.
oh, all right. All right. And our researcher, Patrick Davis, has already put up um, um, a post on YouTube where, of course, it's spotlighting Stewart Chapel.
Oh,
So Patrick
thank you. Thank you.
follows us, and whatever the topic is, he has references to it. So we want to welcome him to Ask Elaine today, and all the rest of you who have joined us. Our other guest today is none other than Mr. Eddie White, who is going to tell you a little bit about himself, because we do this Black History thing too. When we have folks who are doing stuff, putting their faith into works, we want you to know what they're involved in, that they didn't just show up today, they've been showing up all the time. And that's what I say to you who are thinking of running for office. If you just show up to write your name down, we're not going to vote for you. If you have been showing up all the time and you've shown us that you had an interest in this community before you decided to run for office, then we'll look at you, we'll consider you. But don't just show up and say you want to run to represent somebody because we're not going to support you. So get busy. You got a little while.
Look out, you might see me.
Yeah, hey,
Oh.
that's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it. So, to any of you and many of the folks that I'm talking to are on this, they're in the chat. They listen or watch Ask Elaine every week. And I keep telling them they need to start reading up on the requirements for running for the office that they're interested in. See if you're qualified. See if you meet the minimum standards. You might, you know, you might be too young or too old. So, I mean, you need to know whether you can actually run for an office. So start there. And if you're talking about thinking of running for the county, a county position, you need to read the charter. You need to find out what your duties are and the things that you cannot do. Because with consolidation, there are many, many things that you think you can do that you cannot do. So I would just suggest that to you because people aren't going to support you if you've never shown an interest before. I'm just saying. Just saying. Welcome, Wade Horton. Wade Horton is our resident observer of the Macon Transit Authority, and he comes to the commission meetings each time we meet, and he shares information, always helpful information, and he shows up. Wade is disabled. Um, he is a visual situation going on, disability, but he makes his way to all of these meetings, and folks walk around with no visual problems, no disability, and they just talk and fuss and complain and never do anything. So, y'all just I'm just saying today. Let me leave that alone because folks will say you getting in their business, but I am kind of sort of doing that. But welcome everybody. Now, Mr. White, welcome. Mr. White is a very active person, as I said before, with A. Philip Randolph Institute. And so tell us anything else that you want to tell us about yourself. And then we're going to talk about the warrant clinic.
Good
If
afternoon,
you'll come
everyone.
right up to that mic so we can
Good
hear you.
afternoon, everyone. Again, this is Eddie White. I am the current president of the A. Philip Randolph Institute of Macon. Uh, Proud to be a Philip Randolph Institute member. I just returned from the national convention that was held in Reno, Nevada. Just got back Monday morning, 3 o'clock. So I'm still dragging. Time I was
Uh-huh.
out there for a week. Had an awesome time. Lot of information. We had about 800 people there for the convention, and it was just really nice. People
Uh-huh.
rolled out the red carpet for us. We had an awesome time. Uh, for people that might not know anything about A. Philip Randolph, Mr. Randolph was the actual organizer of the March on Washington. Mr. Washington at one time, 1941, was called the most dangerous Negro in America. Think about 1941, that time when they was hunting black people,
Well,
and
they're
he was
kind of
able to,
doing it
yeah.
now too.
And
Yeah.
so he was stand out. He was a cause of the integration of defense contracts, also the armed services. Mr. Randolph did that. And a lot of people don't know that much about him. So we want to get the word out. But we're just proud members to be able to carry his name around, do things in his honor. And I'm just thankful for that, right? And that's A. Philip Randolph.
Yeah.
But let me put on another hat. I have another hat, like Ms. Elaine said, that I'm constantly out trying to do the work of the neighborhood. Because again, I am the product of the neighborhood. Fort Hill, thank you. Thank you, all the oldest that saw something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we thank you for not giving up at that time. But anyway, my wife and I, Kimberly White, we have an organization, a nonprofit organization called Helping Others Foundation of Georgia. We're
Okay.
located at 4500 Billy Williamson Parkway, Macon, Georgia, right behind the Home Depot. Uh, we there have a food bank, we have a clothing bank, As soon as I leave here, we're going out with, today is Wednesday. We have what's called Wonderful Water Wednesday. We go down to daybreak, pass out water to people standing out on the floor. We go out to
Homeless
the
shelters.
homeless shelter. We go to the Macon Transit Authority. People standing out there waiting on the bus. We pass out water there, and then we also, our final round is at the Dempsey Hotel. Anybody sitting out there, we pass out water. But anybody that's in need of water on Wednesdays, and also we do have a couple of seniors that we take cases of water to. And so we've been doing that for the last 3 months. Again, nothing like giving back right there, making people smile, letting them know that you genuinely
Right.
care.
Right.
And so I thank God for that, the opportunity to be a part of that. And that leads into the warrant clinic. And so this is the second warrant clinic that we've done. Did one last year,
Right.
LH Williams. Same thing, coming out, seeing people so ecstatic, so elated that they're now have that burden lifted off of them from every time they drive, they got to worry about being pulled over and see the
Yeah.
police.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that helps out a lot. People, just the burden of having that lifted off of them. And so on the 26th of August, from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, we'll be at LH Williams. As you can see, the flyer that's up
Yeah.
displayed. Uh, you don't have to worry about being arrested. There will be no police on site.
Yeah.
People there receive you. They're respectful. They're excited to see you because it does make and be a favor by getting you off the rolls of having so many people on the rolls as misdemeanors, warrants,
Right.
and stuff like
Right.
that. And,
Right.
and so it's a benefit to the
Right.
organization. So not only for you that you're able to vote, you're able to, to go out and get a job,
Yeah.
get housing. You don't have all that stuff on your record. Well, 6 months ago, we did an expungement clinic.
Uh-huh.
So we're constantly giving back. And the only thing we're asking is for people to be open and receptive, to come out and be willing to just, hey, listen, I got a warrant. I need to get it off. Don't be afraid. Come on out. We got people that are out working for us now that was willing participants this time that came out last time and was
Right.
hesitant
Right.
last year, but now they know, and so they're spreading the good
Right.
news.
Right.
And so it's about like spreading the good news of the
That's
gospel.
right.
People out
That's
there
right.
waving signs saying, hey, you need to go to this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And so I tell you, I'll share this quick story. A friend of mine had warrants. We tried to convince him. We even signed him up, got him signed up. And he refused to come because he got cold feet. 4 days later, he got locked up for driving with his license suspended. Could have had all that taken care of.
Oh.
And yet it cost him
Oh.
$3,000. Car impounded, get bailed out, and then still got to pay that money. So we don't want you to do that. We want you to be free of that. And so we just ask you to share the news for those. A lot of people we talk to don't have warrants, but they know somebody that do.
Right.
And so
Right.
just share the information.
Okay. And y'all, please, if you're watching this program or you're listening in, y'all will go to the Glory and please share this program so that those who might benefit from it can get the information. This is a warrant clinic, Macon-Bibb County Warrant Clinic, and this is traffic and misdemeanor
Yes, ma'am.
warrants, traffic and misdemeanor warrants. I remember the other warrant clinic. There was a lady who had her warrants taken care of, her warrant
Yes, ma'am.
taken care of. That lady was in tears because she said, I have been walking around just so fearful all of this time, and thinking I'm going to get pulled over, thinking I'm going to get arrested, thinking that something's going to happen. Now I feel so free. I feel so free. And it just brought tears to your eyes to see somebody express that. And then the relief. Um, Patrick has posted the warrant clinics are organized in partnership with judges, district attorneys, and community partners, and are held on Saturdays at local churches or community centers to ensure the promise of arrest free spaces. Warrant clinics are family friendly and provide free childcare in a relaxed setting with a live DJ, food trucks, fun and games, and resources for the whole family. Pre registration is required for all participants in the Warrant Clinic. So, would you tell us how they pre register
Yes, ma'am. There's a barcode, if you see on the flyer.
on the?
You scan that. It's about 10 questions. They're not personal questions. It's actually, said to fill out the information, name, phone number. You got email address, and what county you live in, and your basic address. And just hit submit. You receive an email, let you know that you've been registered in the system. Then the next step is final on you is to show up.
Yeah,
10 to 2. We thank Mr. Patrick for all that information. And he's
yeah.
so right, is that we're gonna have food on site. We're gonna have bounce house,
Oh,
the
yeah, they
snow
have good
cone,
food.
popcorn.
Yeah,
We're gonna entertain the kids while you're doing
yeah,
what you
And
need
it's
to do.
free.
They're all
yeah.
free.
All
Come out.
free, all free. So you can get that weight lifted off of you, and you can take part in a community activity. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. And then you get a chance to meet some of these folks because I believe the solicitor
Yes.
was there and she had staff from her office. The
The DA's
DA
office. Yes.
is DA Howard is everywhere, always
And they need
everywhere.
to know that this clinic is not targeted to any particular race, that it's open to all people,
All people.
all people. And they should take advantage of this. Sometimes
Right,
people feel like it's a certain segment of
right.
persons who have
This is for
warrants.
just black folks,
Oh,
or this
yes,
is just for white
yes.
folks, and all of that.
And
You know,
process,
when they spend that money, when that money, they don't have black money or white money. You
No.
know,
all
it's
economic
all
levels.
great.
Very.
Yes.
All
So
green.
we need to take part in all of these different things, and people set these things up, give of their time and effort. Both Shirley Washington and Eddie White give of their time in this community. And I know that there are other people that you work
Yes.
with, but you're the guest today.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know the things that you do. And so we don't want their labor to be in vain. We want you to take advantage of these opportunities. So next Saturday,
Next
the
Saturday.
26th, um, you can go to the Warrant Clinic. Next Sunday, this coming Sunday,
Stewart
the Twin
Chapel, 3
Stewart
p.m.
Chapel at 3 p.m. You can just be all over the place taking care of business. And if you can't come, you can make a donation toward this worthwhile activity. If you want to volunteer with some of the things that these folks are involved with, I'm sure they would love to have your time. Some people sit around talk about they're bored. They don't have anything to do. I don't know what bored is. Do you?
Absolutely.
Do
Do
you
not
know what
know.
bored?
No.
No, goodness. There is so much to do,
Every
y'all.
day about helping
So much.
people.
That's right. That's right. And in addition to all of the community activities, these folks have families. We all have families.
Yes.
We all have other kinds of personal activities that we're involved in. And so you can be involved too in this community. So these two serve as perfect examples of people that you ought to be like. And if you want to make a difference and write your own story,
Yes.
you write your own story. Nobody will have to write it for you, or say anything that's not quite true.
Miss Elaine.
We've all been to some places where folks made up some stuff, but
Yes.
nobody will have to make up anything on us. I don't think.
I don't think.
Yes,
Miss Elaine,
sir.
I was going to say is that Miss Washington and I have worked the voter registration. I
Voter,
mean, on
yeah,
election day, is
Yes.
that, people that are moving, they're making things happen, not watching things happen. We're making things happen. And so it comes easy. Like you
right.
say, there's no boredom with what we do.
No,
I mean, I'm retired, but I do more now than I ever did.
that's right.
So
That's
I'm
right.
excited about it every day. God bless me to get up, to be able to go out. And like I say, it's just from handing out the bottled waters that I'll be handing out in the next hour is that it just does my heart good to be able to help the community, because too many people on the sideline complaining
That's right.
about, these kids are doing this and they're not doing that over there. But what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's time to get off the bench and get in the
That's
game.
right. That's right. That's right. And Pastor Lisa is complimenting your work, and thanking you both for your service. I saw Maria Bryant came on. Maria is going to, she and Gwen Westbrooks and Bill Voters League will be at the at the Centroplex on Saturday. They will have the Black Business Expo, AC Habersham, and a young lady who is involved with that. She's the executive director of that whole Black Business Initiative. Saturday from, I believe it's 11 until 9 p.m., there will be a Black Business Expo at the Centroplex. And people need to go and take part and see what those different businesses have to offer, and there are a number of social activities involved with that as well. Then Sunday,
Again, on Sunday, while you're at Stewart, we will also be giving away school supplies. So don't forget, come by and get the school supplies for the
right,
children as well at our
right.
Family and Friends Day at 3 p.m.
Okay. And if you're not registered, we can certainly get you registered. I think all of us carry voter registration
Yes.
cards with us all the time. And then you can register online as well. And then when you go to the Driver's License Bureau, DFACS, any of those entities, part of what they are mandated to do is to offer you the opportunity to register to vote. We have got to, with everything that's going on around us in this world, where we've got a uh, first time in ever happening, where the former president of our United States has been indicted not once, not twice, not three times,
Okay.
but the fourth time. And he's guilty. We have got to be involved and do our part to make sure that we get back to a decent world. Our children are being given examples of how not to do stuff, but you folks are giving our young folks examples of what to do, how to do things that will help the community. So I salute the both of you. We've got a few more minutes that we're going to talk about. We're going to mention before we end the program today, we're going to mention again the event at Stewart Chapel on Sunday, and also the Warrant Clinic that's going to be on the 26th. But I want to remind you that there are a lot of projects going on in this community. The amphitheater, you've got development all over. I want you to watch because very, very soon, Jeffersonville Road, that's been worked on for about 40 years, is finally going to be dedicated. And it's going to be dedicated in honor of our senator, David E. Lucas, who has served us for almost 50 years as a member of the legislature. So it's going to be dedicated in his honor. It will be called David Lucas Way. And
Congratulations.
the street name won't be changed. It'll still be Jeffersonville Road, but that street will be designated in his honor because of all the work that he put into making sure that the money was kept in place, and that every time they took the money and spent it somewhere else, he grabbed it and pulled it back in place. And so we want everybody to be on the lookout for the date. We will be announcing that here on Ask Elaine. And we invite all of you to come out and just say thank you to Senator Lucas for the work that he's done. He doesn't mind working. He's not afraid. He is a force to be reckoned with, and he's a walking computer, encyclopedia, whatever you want to call it. He can call up people no matter whether they're Republican or Democrat and get some things done. And I think that is just really great for our community. And so we want you to think about the way that he has represented us all these years. And when you're thinking about whether you're going to run or not, you might want to look over his way and kind of get some tips from him as to how to get going, what you need to do, and what about commitment to the people that you're wanting to run for. You're not going to get rich as an elected official. You're not going to get rich. So if you don't already have a job, then don't count on this. Don't count on the state. Don't count on the local offices to make money. I taught for 30 years, taught and was a counselor for 30 years. Plus, after I retired, I worked an additional 8. How long did you work in the school system?
My total,
Peach County.
well, in Peach County, it was more than 30 years,
Uh
including
huh.
my retired time. But my total educational experience spanned over a 40-year period. But it doesn't stop. Once a teacher, always a
Always, yeah,
teacher.
yeah. And she's on the board of advisors of EL High School Academy, and we appreciate her for that, and always being willing, and all the board members who are always willing to assist in keeping the school going and
Thank you.
to keep it in the minds of folks. We are coming up on our reaccreditation period, so we're going to need to pull our board together to review our procedures and make sure that we are re-accredited so that we can continue to add on to that 1,700 students that we've assisted in getting their high school diploma. We certainly do want to continue that. So I want to remind you. Pastor Lisa says that Macon is making good progress. And yes, we're pleased with that well deserved tribute to Senator Lucas, and they're all saluting the leadership in the community and the work that we all do in this community. So before we our time runs out, we're going to have Shirley Washington to kind of review what she's talked about as far as historic Stuart Chapel and saving the bell and the invitation. And then we'll go to Mr. White, who will remind you of the Warrant Clinic, WARRANT, Warrant Clinic. Shirley.
Okay, now we want to just tell you about the leadership for our Family and Friends Day, Save the
Okay.
Bell. The chairperson is Dr. Lisa Robinson. The pastor's wife really wanted to do this. And to assist her is a very young woman, Miss Charlene Foster
Mm-hmm.
at Stewart Chapel, and the Reverend Andre Strickland. And and of course, you have been all over the place assisting with this
And
historic
and
program.
you.
And
Uh-huh.
but at 3 o'clock, don't forget to come. We are counting on you to come to help us save the bell and to help protect our legacy. At 3 p.m. on Sunday, the guest speaker is the Reverend Dr. Wanda Smith West, pastor of Adam Smith Tabernacle AM Church, Warner Robins, Georgia. We will have guest choirs there on Sunday. You want to hear this music from Brewersville AME Church.
Yeah.
Charles Murphy is going to be there
Charles Murphy.
singing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
other notable choirs in the community. Come here, be blessed, and have a wonderful afternoon. Stewart Chapel AME Church.
And dinner.
And
And dinner.
dinner will
Yes.
be
Yes,
served.
indeed. All right. Now, Mr. White.
Yes, ma'am. Again, guys, want to ask you to come out and support the Macon-Bibb County Warrant Clinic being held on August the 26th from hours of 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be held at L.H. Williams School. I like to mention some of our sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Black Voters Matters, uh, Growing Pearls in, Alternative Everywhere, Helping Others Foundation. You got the Bibb County Solicitor General's office. You got Community Schools United, and also you have the DA's office.
The DA,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And also to pre-register, there's a requirement to pre-register up until next Wednesday. But however, if you don't get it in by then, just keep hitting the button. Try to
Mm-hmm.
get in there. If you show up, we'll try to make sure you get taken care of. Last year, we had so many people come that they ran out of time, and they end up rolling it over to today. So we met on Monday downtown at the courthouse.
Oh,
So
okay.
again, same format, same procedure. Don't worry about being arrested. No one's gonna
No
toss you.
police
No
there.
police at all, right? Just come in and do your thing. Don't let anyone stop you from this life-changing event. Because I'm telling you, once you get that weight lifted off you, just you're gonna feel so light that you can just float away. And you're definitely gonna be excited seeing other people just showing how grateful they are to be able to come up under that weight.
Right. That's
So
right. That's
again, so all you got to do if you have the flyer, scan the barcode, and register. Only 10 questions. Fill it out, hit the submit button, then just wait for your email.
and you fill those questions out in advance because that gives everybody a kind of a heads up
Right.
for being prepared to assist you quickly on the 26th. It's no threatening questions or
No.
anything like that. It is just routine kinds of information that will assist in carrying you through that process more quickly.
Yes.
That's why that. So please take advantage of that. That's a warrant clinic. Give us a couple of examples of types of warrants that people have been helped to get rid of.
Well, we had one gentleman that used to stay in Macon, but he was staying in Savannah now, but he came out anyway. He had a DUI from 1970, 75, 76, somewhere around there. But it was lifted, but it was causing him, he had been driving. He had been driving all that while
Mm-hmm.
without license. We got people doing that. So you got people with traffic tickets, misdemeanor warrants, right? Bench warrants, not failure to appear. It doesn't make a difference as long as it's not a felony.
Right.
But the thing is, like they always say, don't you make the decision, let them decide.
Right.
You hit the submit button and let them come back and say, well, we can't do anything for
Yeah.
you. But I
Yeah.
did want to mention this too was, right, even if you're in the Pleasant Hill neighborhood or if you're whatever neighborhood you're in, we got food, free food. We got bounce house for your kids. Come out. It's going to be a community event. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a DJ out there playing good music. And you know how we do it. We love to dance. So my
Yeah.
wife will be out there leading the way dancing
Oh,
right there.
really?
We're going to have voter
Oh,
registration right
Kim's
there.
gonna be out.
Kim's going to be there.
All right, Kim. All right.
Yeah. So it's just a good time for the community. Come out and fellowship. Let's get more together, coming together, touching and agreeing that, Macon's a great place. We got some awesome people. I'm sitting in the presence of two awesome ladies right now. The contributions that you ladies made is life changing. And so we continue on until the end. You could say I'm retired, but no,
Oh no,
you
there's
just
no
changed.
such thing.
You just changed jobs. You just changed.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
all you did.
And
Just
Ed,
change.
you might want to say, once they get there, regardless of your age, you leave with all type of educational resources to help
That's
your
right.
family.
Yes, thank you.
Suicide prevention.
Yes.
Mental health literature, sanitizers, just goodie bags.
Yeah.
We'll have some of those.
all
Yes, we
types
will.
of things to assist the family. Resources that you could use in Macon-Bibb County. So it's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what's your excuse. You don't have any reason to not take part in these different things that are going on in the community. Uh, your help is needed. We need your help, and you can do your part. You can come on Sunday to Historic Stewart Chapel at 3 p.m. to assist in saving the bell. If you're friends with any of us, we have these flyers and things on our Facebook page. Would you please share those and share them once every other day to remind people of these different events and let them know that you're going to be a part of it and that you're going to, see how many quarters you have that you can donate to this worthy uh, cause, tax deductible too. I don't mind giving the things that are tax
No, of
deductible. So
course not.
this is tax deductible. And then on the 26th, you can come to the warrant clinic. If you want to just come and let them know you're interested in volunteering on some future things, some of the things that they'll be doing going forward. All of these are just great, and you'll see posted here ways to donate to Stewart Chapel. Go
Yes,
ahead.
you can stop what you're doing right now and cash app
You
Stewart
can
Chapel,
cash
dollar
out.
sign Stewart Chapel 1. Do it now. Or you can make your donation, check payable to Stewart Chapel, Save the Bell, 887 Forsyth Street, Macon, Georgia, 31201. Now, never put off for tomorrow what you can do
Don't
today.
wait.
Do it right now. Cash app,
That's
dollar
right.
sign, Stewart Chapel 1.
That's right. And I would encourage people, if you don't have everything that you want to give and just give periodically. A
Periodically.
lot of people do that. They give a bit here and there, and they end up reaching a goal. So, you know, this is a worthwhile thing, saving the bell.
And
You see that huge
it's more than the
historic bell?
bell. It's
It
more than the
is.
bell.
It is. It is the history
Yes.
of that black church
Yes.
and making sure that it does not disappear, that it's there forever and ever. And we need to take a look as a community at all of the churches that need some assistance and some support. There are a
Yes.
number of churches that are in deep distress. So we can talk all day about, oh, that's a shame. They sure ought to save that church. They sure ought to fix it up. But jump in there and help.
We don't want to get it twisted.
We don't.
We need continuous
That's
prayers
right.
every
That Cash App
day.
work. I
Yes.
just used it. Cash
Oh,
App works. I
okay.
just used it.
Mr.
Yes.
White says
Yes,
that the
ma'am.
Cash App
We
works,
ain't gonna
y'all.
talk about it.
So
We're gonna be about it.
Okay,
Come
be
on.
about it.
Come on.
Desmond Brown has joined
And
us,
say you're
Mr.
giving it to Shirley
Waterboard.
Washington's team.
Hey, Desmond, welcome, and we appreciate the work that you're doing on the water board. Thank you very much. Oh, that time goes by so fast. We want to thank our special guest, none other than Sister Shirley Washington, the historic Stewart Chapel AME Church. We want to thank Mr. Eddie White, who is the leader of the A. Philip Randolph Institute locally, and yours truly, your voice, Commissioner Elaine Lucas. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I look to see you Sunday at Stewart Chapel. Look to see you on the 26th at the Warrant Clinic. And we just look to see you at the expo on Saturday at the Centraplex. You've got plenty that you can do. So don't tell anybody there's nothing to do in Macon. So, on behalf of everybody here, we want to thank the folks at this wonderful station. We want to thank our guests, and we'll see you again next Wednesday at 3 p.m. sharp for another edition of Ask Elaine.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.